Breaking a major and important report. Did a top Phoenix police detective mishandle evidence in a large number of murder cases?
Right now, we know those problems go back years, and the number of impacted cases is likely in the dozens.
The scary part in all this, police and prosecutors don't know if the problem is even bigger. It's a big problem. Police and prosecutors are trying to keep quiet. A detective mishandled evidence, the mistakes impacting at least 37 murder cases in court and 61 police homicide investigations.
Several months later.
But first tonight, the pressure's building both inside the city of Phoenix and in court because of an ABC 15 investigation. For years, this Phoenix homicide detective mishandled evidence. And as the mistakes caught up with her, she went on medical leave and then retired. And ever since, both city attorneys and her lawyers have told the court she's too unwell to testify about her cases and her mistakes. But ABC 15 Chief Investigator Dave Biscobing just exposed she's been working, and not just one job, but two at least.
So this police detective messed up big time, and now maybe looking at some criminal charges. Here's the story. This is Jennifer DiPonzio. She was a Phoenix homicide detective. Now, Jennifer was also married to the assistant police chief, Nick DiPonzio. Now, for context, this is how she's connected to the top.
DiPonzio was once the center of the recruitment campaign. She's also married to an assistant chief who was handpicked by new chief Michael Sullivan. That's important context because Phoenix has aggressively fought to keep information secret about DiPonzio.
Now, as you heard, she has a strong history of mishandling evidence. This has put multiple murder cases in jeopardy of being lost. Now, all this started when people started asking questions about what appeared to be mishandling evidence in some major murder trials. Now, Jennifer saw things were going bad and she needed to get out of Dodge. Now, some of her mistakes included failure to complete tasks on time, lying about completing those tasks, mishandling evidence, and neglecting to interview victims. She abruptly went on medical leave and then retired under medical disability.
In this case scenario, there is what I would characterize as a cover-up by the Phoenix Police Department of Detective DiPonzio's misconduct.
A quote, cover-up. That's a serious accusation, and it's based on these records and a recent defense interview with Detective DiPonzio's supervisor.
Yeah, I'm Jerry Barker. I'm the supervisor here in the homicide unit on the Triple 33 squad with Phoenix PD.
Can you tell me when you started supervising her?
So her first day on my squad was October 5th of 2020.
Here's the timeline. October 2020, her first day. Then June 2021, 8 months later. DiPonzio went on leave and left a mess. A lot of evidence not properly documented and impounded, especially interviews.
So she failed to do that. And
So she didn't upload how many recordings?
The recordings I gave to you on there, whatever it says, 55 of them or something like that, it's somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah, you're right. 55 audio recordings, and she didn't write supplements associated with those recordings.
That's correct.
Barker put together this spreadsheet of the recorded interviews. For some, detectives never figured out which cases they belonged to.
I did my fact finding on what I'm supposed to do as a supervisor. I discovered what occurred. I turned it over to my supervisors. It went to PSB. And what happened from there, I have no idea.
PSB is the Professional Standards Bureau, basically internal investigations.
PSB never talked to you about this?
PSB never did a formal interview with me, no.
Sources tell ABC 15 the DOJ has interviewed people about the scandal involving Detective Jennifer DiPonzio. We obtained internal police records showing she failed to properly impound and document all sorts of evidence, some of it found stuffed in bags under her desk or at her home. And when the problems finally caught up with her, she went on leave, then retired under a confidential disability claim. It's why officials say she can't testify in any way about her cases.
So not only did she mess up all the evidence, but then she can't testify because she's too sick to do so. And I'm going to say allegedly too sick to do so. Now, just because she's gone didn't mean the case has stopped. Now, this is where things get interesting. See, local ABC 15 found this detective working multiple jobs while claiming disability. She was too sick to testify in court, but well enough to hold down multiple jobs? Check this out.
But DePonzio has not had to testify in court or answer for those mistakes. After she was confronted with the problems, she went on medical leave, then retired under a confidential disability claim.
So the records show Phoenix giving the court documentation saying DePonzio's too unwell to testify or even be contacted about her cases. And that brings us to our story tonight. ABC 15 Chief Investigator Dave Biscobing has discovered she's been working, and not just one job, but two, at least. And that raises a lot of questions.
All of this is from this year. Evidence of Jennifer DePonzio working different jobs. Photos of her working at an office, in groups, celebrating Fiesta Friday. And screenshots from Instagram and Facebook promoting her work as an esthetician. Emails like this one. A lieutenant questioned HR about DePonzio's leave. Quote, "The concern is that I'm getting rumblings that she is operating a business and traveling out of state to business conferences. Is this allowed? Can she operate a business while she is on paid industrial leave? The business, I'm told, is the multi-level marketing, Sensi." And that takes us back to all this. We don't know if she's still doing Sensi, but we found two other jobs DePonzio has worked this year. One at a chiropractic office. These pictures taken in August this year. We blurred her co-workers and the business name. There's also her work at a salon. On social media, her aesthetic services promoted in a February 2023 post. It refers to DePonzio by just her first name, but includes a photo of her with a badge. To further confirm if she was still working, we had an ABC 15 producer book an appointment. There were a lot of options, offered multiple days of the week. We scheduled a brow tint for October 5th, but that appointment never happened. The next morning, DePonzio canceled. She sent us this text. Quote, "I'm so sorry, but I actually need to cancel altogether. I have been under the weather, and today is not a good day. And do you mind sharing who referred you?"
Now, before she went on medical leave, she was selling seminars on YouTube. Here's one of her videos.
Hi, everybody. I am Jennifer DePonzio, and if you are watching this video, you are in week 4 of Leap to Lead. Congrats, good job, keep it up, and don't stop, because I promise finishing and doing everything with Leap to Lead is well worth it, worth every second of it. I joined in 2013. I made the biggest mistake of letting the kit sit there, and I didn't open it. Big mistake, lost a lot of opportunities, but 7 years later, I reinstated. I participated in Leap to Lead, and I ended up getting to director in less than 5 months. So it's possible. You'll get what you get out of it.
You could even see the blue line police American flag in her background. Now, Jennifer's court moves put her in hot water since judges thought that she was too sick to testify. How is it possible for you to work multiple jobs but not sit down and answer questions in court? Now, interestingly enough, here is what the city of Phoenix said about DePonzio's ability to work anywhere else except at the police department and testify in murder trials.
The city of Phoenix sent us the following statement. It says, "As you are well aware, due to employee health privacy laws, we cannot discuss specifics of this case. However, your reporting makes assumptions that ignore critical differences in the work of investigating horrific murder scenes compared to the work of an esthetician. Most importantly, decisions regarding an individual's work-related restrictions due to injury are made by medical professionals, not the city, and not news reporters."
So after ABC 15 dropped this bomb on everyone, her business Instagram vanished. Her name disappeared from that booking site. Now defense attorneys for all those murder cases started calling the state to task. They're filing motions to call out the state for attempting to keep DePonzio out of the courtroom and off the stand. Their clients deserve to confront their accusers, and DePonzio is one of those accusers.
As of recently, September 1st.
Take a look at this hearing in a murder case from a year ago. It's before we exposed this scandal.
Work restrictions do include that she cannot testify.
But still no estimated time of return.
No, Your Honor.
That was a city attorney who also took a shot at the defense attorney for raising questions.
I understand what's at stake here, Your Honor, but for counsel to say that he's understanding people's privacy rights. I think he's being a little coy with that.
Around
Well,
that
I'm
one.
sorry, but I'm not going to be disparaged on the record by Ms. Gilbert. I'm not going to hear that. Well, I'm not playing coy, Judge. Okay?
understand.
It's a murder case.
And now, because of our report, that defense attorney just filed this motion. It says, it now appears that as soon as DePonzio retired and was deemed legally unavailable, she immediately began working. This information should have been disclosed to the court many months ago. The motion included our evidence, like this Instagram post that says, it's time to get busy. That post coming 2 weeks after the court ruled she couldn't testify, possibly ever, and less than a week after she medically retired. The motion also says, the importance of this cannot be understated. Defense has specifically alleged that DePonzio went on leave to insulate herself from accountability or questioning for her misconduct. The motion ends. Defense asks for reconsideration of the prior ruling to determine whether DePonzio was or now is available.
37 murder cases on hold because this detective essentially didn't care about those cases. The city has paid about $20,000 for Jennifer's legal expenses during this issue. Just imagine if all those cases get dismissed because this detective was incompetent. So what about the victims? Do the killers just go free? Should criminal charges be brought against this detective, who's obviously playing the game here? And is she allowed to do this because she's connected to the top? Her husband, DePonzio? Why would the state do this? Let me know what you think in the comment section. My name is Nate the Lawyer, and I'm out of here.